Okay, so let's just get into this week's topics. A lot of these are just gonna be like fight predictions. Let's just start. Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. When
Nathaniel.
I don't know when this was first announced. Sorry, I don't know when this is booked for. But it's pretty soon. I'm not sure when it
but
is.
Leon just fought.
Yeah, but it was like 2 rounds, and he poked Bilal. Remember his name?
Bilal Muhammad.
Bilal Muhammad is set to face, or like verbally agreed to face Damian Maia soon. So he's back. It looks like his eye is fine. But for Nate versus Leon, after Khamzat pulled out of the second fight or something, he started calling out all these people because nobody was agreeing to fight Leon. So Colby didn't want to fight him. Usman, obviously, because he's a champion. Jorge was turning him down, right? He's like, I already gave you a 3-piece. So,
And Soda.
And Soda. I don't. What else do I need to do, right? So he went on this Twitter rant where he like called out different people, and one of the people that he called out was Nate Diaz. And at the time when he did it, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Nate Diaz is like, why would he fight? Why would he fight Leon Edwards, right? What does he gain out of it?
You want to know why?
Hold on. I did all the calculations.
So did I.
Okay, we'll see. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me just finish the story time. So he messaged everybody, but nobody really ate on the tweets. And then I think that materialized into Bilal Muhammad taking the fight, and whatever, so on and so forth. Now, all these welterweights seem like there's fights being scheduled now, right? So Usman and Masvidal are set to face each other. Gilbert Burns and Wonder Boy are going to face each other, and then
Why
now
are you spoiling the podcast?
No, we'll talk about predictions, but and now Leon versus Nate. So I think it's not that like 200 IQ. The reason why Nate took this fight, but what do you think? Why do you think he took it?
Book it. No, okay. It's gonna be Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Okay, if Diaz wins this, he's banking on Jorge beating Usman, and then you're gonna see Jorge versus Diaz rematch for the BMF title. And then if Diaz wins that, and if Conor beats Poirier, Diaz versus Conor 3.
Diaz versus Conor 3?
Yeah. Two. No, 3.
3.
Yeah.
No, I think we're on a completely different train.
Maybe,
I'm thinking a different way.
Let's see.
I'm thinking Nate Diaz is taking this fight because of the lightweights, of the welterweights that are currently fighting, the top ones. Leon is probably the one that is the most available to fight. Is probably the best matchup for Nate Diaz, and gives Nate Diaz the opportunity to fight for the welterweight title if he beats Leon. Imagine this: Leon faces Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz picks him apart on the feet, wins the fight by decision, and now he calls out the winner of Jorge versus Usman.
Yeah, which they want to be Jorge.
Do you think the UFC wouldn't book Nate Diaz as a welterweight championship fight
versus Jorge? Yes.
Whoever, it doesn't matter.
Jorge's a bigger
Get
fight.
off this Jorge stuff.
BMF too.
That's not the point. Nate Diaz is not concerned with who wins the title. He's more concerned with, let me get to that title fight. And the easiest way for him to get a title fight is at 170. At 155, if he goes back down, who's he gonna fight to fight the title?
Smash.
Yeah, Smash is retired.
I know.
But there's really, it's a longer road to get to the title at 155 than it is to 170. So if he goes to 155 and he fights, say, Conor's on a losing streak. If you beat Conor again, it doesn't really give you a 155 title fight, right? Like it showed, like Dustin Poirier beat Conor, he didn't get a title fight right away, right?
Well, he could have.
If Nate Diaz goes and faces Michael Chandler, he doesn't get a title fight right away. If he beats Charles Oliveira, he doesn't get a title fight. All those guys themselves haven't. All those guys have won fights themselves, right, during this time, and even those didn't guarantee them a title shot. Right? There was so much speculation, so much talk. There was so much going on, as opposed to 170, where these guys up until now weren't even willing to fight at all. Say Nate Diaz goes in there and beats Leon Edwards on the feet, which is completely possible. We can do more in depth about like the fight, how it goes. But if he goes in there and he beats Leon Edwards after what it's 5 rounds. It's a co-main event.
Yeah. How's it 5 rounds?
He's changing the game. Nate Diaz. He's a draw. So if he goes there, he beats Leon Edwards. Making him fight for the title makes a lot of sense, right? Yes, there's Gilbert Burns who just came off a championship fight and lost. There's Wonderboy who's never lost to Usman. But at the same time, giving Nate Diaz that fight in between, say, Wonderboy, or in between, say, a rematch with any of the other guys, right? Whether it be Gilbert Burns or whether it be with Colby or any of those guys. It kind of works to have Nate Diaz in that middle as that buffer, right?
Yeah.
Shut up, Bruce. Shut up, Bruce.
Shut up, Bruce, bro. Zero views podcast.
It's completely possible that they put that buffer in. And I think the UFC is fully aware of this. They're like, listen, if Nate Diaz wins this, we can have him main event a next card for the title and make so much money.
That's why they want the Jorge fight. Because if that happens, bro, BMF 2. And then if Conor wins, bro, Conor versus Diaz 3.
Sure. So the matchup between Jorge might be appealing, but you also have to remember Usman hasn't lost a fight, right, before. If he loses this fight...
where does Kevin Lee fit into all this, right?
Hold on. It's 155.
Yeah, I know.
We're talking 170.
Yeah, bro, doesn't matter.
So if Usman loses this fight, he does have a case for immediate rematch, right? Because he already beat Jorge. Has this undefeated streak in the UFC. So why wouldn't he get immediate rematch? So I think most likely the UFC is banking maybe, okay, if Nate wins and say like Usman wins, we can make that fight right away.
Yeah.
If Jorge comes, then maybe we can have a double, right, title fight.
Tag team
BMF. No, they have 2 fights: the BMF title fight, and then they have a welterweight championship fight. But there's so many opportunities. I think this fight may be going under the radar a little bit for that reason. Maybe a lot of people that I've seen, they've been talking about, okay, this is a fun matchup. I think Nate Diaz sees this as a huge opportunity. Yep. I think he's going in there knowing, like, listen, I can go and get this another huge payday, right? The levels of not the McGregor matchup, but like a huge
I just find it's weird though, because like even if he comes back and he fights Leon Edwards, like he fought against who is it? He fought against Jorge, right, for that fight, and he
got stopped early.
He just didn't look good.
He
got like destroyed.
So he's talked about that fight as well, where his game plan going into that fight wasn't the best for that matchup. He said that, I was trying to start fast and then slow it down or something. I forget what it was, right? But he talked about it. He said that his strategy for that fight was off, and that doesn't necessarily mean that if he changed his strategy he would have won. Right. But it just goes to the fact that he just didn't have a good night, right? I don't think if Jorge and Nate Diaz face each other 10 times, Jorge beats him 10 times, right? Or even 8 times. Yeah. I think it's like 60-40 for Jorge, especially at this point.
Well, to end it off, if you had to choose, who is winning this fight?
I think Leon.
Leon?
Yeah, I think Leon is just he has more motivation right now. He has a larger chip on the shoulder. Nate Diaz, yes, he's had these title fights, but he's never been able to consistently win these fights, right? Like he's won fights here and there.
Win, lose,
and he's looked very, very solid. But I wouldn't put that much stake into Nate Diaz. Now, if he wins, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because especially on the feet, Nate is a lot more of a boxing style, and Leon Edwards is more of a like a kickboxer, right? But Leon likes to stay on the outside. He likes to like play in the clinch a little bit. He doesn't go to the ground at all. If Nate wins, I don't know if we really see him use takedowns, but he has a huge advantage on the ground. So if it goes to the ground, Nate has an opportunity to tap him out. Yeah. But how does it get to the feet? I don't think Leon even entertains going to the feet because he knows he's not good at to
the ground. You mean to the ground?
Yeah, sorry, to the ground. Yeah. So how do you get there? That means that Nate Diaz would have to go for a double leg, for a single leg. I don't know if I see that either.
Book it.
Yeah, book it.